We've got vibration in the shaft, think it's the propeller.
Today we're putting on this new prop. It's not new, it's old, but the one that is on the boat is rattling. So we're going to jump in the water and try put a prop on.
We're an Australian family that set off on an adventure of a lifetime. We hope these little videos make you smile and inspire you to chase your dreams. Subscribe to join us and our travels as we share our life on the sea. We are currently in La Paz, Mexico, a place known for its stunning marine life. This morning we looked out the window because we heard some whales and dolphins, and 3 grey whales swam by, making it clear that this place is very, very special.
Wow.
What a ripper. We have a problem, and I think I have the solution. We've got vibration in the shaft, think it's the propeller. The propeller was very badly attacked by electrolysis. When we got the boat, the zincs were gone, the electrolysis took over, and it was really badly corroded. I've been doing a little bit of research. Apart from the electrolysis, what we want to establish is that the shaft is not bent, and it's the propeller. So how we're going to do that is, in the back lazarette I found the original propeller. It's a fixed bladed prop. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean that up, we're going to remove the other one, and we're going to put this one on. We don't want to haul out for this issue because I've only just gone back in, and haul outs are pretty costly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back out to the island. It's nice and shallow. I can anchor in really close and there's no current. There's clear enough to see what I'm doing to be able to remove our max prop and put our fixed prop back on. We can then run the engine again and see if the vibration's gone. If the vibration's gone, it's perfect. We know that it's not a bent shaft, and we're not going to damage the cutlass bearings, the new dripless seal, or damage to the gearbox or anything else vibration can damage. Now, the original propeller that come with the boat has a pitch of 14 degrees. When we bought this boat, it obviously had the max prop on there that's on the boat now, and that pitch is set at 18 degrees. In other words, the more you go up in degrees, the more water you're pushing, the more strain on the engine. We haven't really played with it too much. When we first bought the boat, we never really flattened it out because we didn't want to push it until we hauled out and had a look and seen what we had, and yeah, went from there. Now we'd hauled out, serviced everything, went back in the water, we put it up to full steam and held it up at full, and we noticed the engine getting hot. The engine wasn't reaching maximum RPM and we had vibration. The vibration, we think's the corrosion, old worn prop. Not reaching the maximum RPM is being over pitched. So like I said, the original prop, the pitch is set at 14. The one on here now is set at 18. When this original prop goes back on, we should be able to get our revs back up and not have so much load on the motor, and that may even help with the overheating issue without going too much into depth with the pitch. So it's like putting your bicycle into hard gear and trying to pedal up a hill. That's at the moment with the 18, and then putting it into easy gear like we have the 14. It should make it a lot easier on the motor, therefore it shouldn't overheat. And if this prop balanced to some degree, it's not going to vibrate the shaft. Yeah, there can be a number of things for the balance side of it, whether you've been wrapped a line around your propeller and bent your prop. In our case, I think with our max prop, it's very wiggly when I put it back together, so just all the actual fittings of the whole unit are worn. I'm not sure how old the max prop is, but it's quite old. So now, here's the original prop. I just took a little bit off there just to see if there was any corrosion, or you can see a little bit of pink in there, so it has had a little bit of electrolysis. Not a great deal. But I'm going to clean this up. It's a right hand prop, it's a 14 pitch and it's a 22 inch. If I can get this original prop, being that it's a fixed prop, unless this has been banged and bashed around, which it doesn't look like it, it should be balanced. I'm gathering we should get our full RPM, we'll see. So that's the plan. Stop the overheating, stop the vibration, get to full RPMs. A little bit of elbow grease. There we have it. It's the 40-year-old fixed propeller with the 14 pitch. We'll get rid of this 18 and see what happens. I'm gonna go and get ready, get some tools together, what I need for tomorrow.
About to go out to another anchorage just around the corner that has hopefully got clear water, because we're going to go and address our prop situation. So we're not hauling out to do it, so we're going to replace the prop in the water. We did this on our old boat as well. It's not ideal, but it's possible and doable. So we're doing today, we borrowed a hooker of our friend. Thanks, Jan. We're going to motor out. It's only about 8 nautical miles away. So it is about lunchtime. We didn't go early this morning because I woke up sick. Everyone else has been sick and I thought I escaped it, but I've got a bit of a sore throat this morning, so that's a bummer, but nothing the ocean can't fix. So let's get out, get under the water and see if we can fix this problem. Right now there's no wind, it's super still and the water is super flat, but just ahead we can see the line where there's wind.
Floor up, engine going, shaft spinning, but there's vibration. What do I mean by vibration? Let's take a look down here. We're doing about 1500 revs at the moment. I don't even like the shaft at that. I'll show you what it looks like now, and then I'll show you what it looks like at about 2000 revs. So let's take a quick peek. See my hands shaking? That's really bad. So I just let the water go on top. Hopefully today I'll switch out the old prop and see what happens down here. If it doesn't fix it, our shaft's bent, to the best of my knowledge, I think, because we have a new cutlass bearing, a new dripless seal, and behind here we have an aqua drive, which is pretty much a universal joint, so wherever the engine, if it's slightly out, it takes up that little bit of alignment. So it's pretty perfectly aligned. So with the aqua drive it shouldn't make any difference alignment. So see how we go. Just coming into a little bay. Looks clear. Looks promising.
4.2.
Is the wind straight on the nose now?
Yep.
Go to your left a bit. So just keep
So it saved us going all the way out to the islands, and it's about 25 nautical miles to the islands, and I think this was about 8 nautical miles.
0.8.
Right at, oh, what'd you say? 3?
3.8.
3, so still near 4 meters.
Just making some lunch before we jump in the water and switch out this prop. Hello.
Clear water.
Anchor just in front of us there.
Nice.
Stunning. You can see the anchor.
We just pulled up to an anchorage. We're gonna have a quick bite before we drop underneath and start on the propeller. We had a look on the satellite imagery and we thought that looks like a clear spot. We've come in here, it's 3 meters deep, it's crystal clear, a little bit of grub, food in the belly. We can get underneath and do what we've got to do.
Today we're putting on this new prop. It's not new, it's old, but the one that is on the boat is rattling.
This is the Blue Nomad, a great little setup we use for jobs like this. The Nomad is a battery-powered dive system that delivers you compressed air from the surface through a hose. The battery lasts for up to an hour. Trying to freedive and do a job like this is a nightmare, and since we only have one scuba tank, the best option was to use the hooker. It runs on batteries, so we don't have the time pressure that comes with a scuba tank and its limited air supply. Today though, we're opting to use a borrowed hooker because it has 2 hoses which allows mum and dad to work at the same time. We're keeping the Nomad as a backup just in case the job takes longer than expected.
I'm there to help passing things, filming, and collecting any pieces that might accidentally drop. That's why we chose clear, shallow water with no current. The assembly of the max prop was pretty easy, and so far everything was going to plan. We took a quick break. I was getting a bit cold and had to put on another wetsuit. Time was limited since it was already later in the day, and to add some pressure, strong winds were coming that night. We really didn't want to be stuck in this anchorage without an engine. We stayed focused, used a puller, and just like that, the max prop was removed. Next, we installed the fixed propeller, but to be honest, we weren't 100% sure it was going to work. We assumed this was the original, but we'd never tested it before. So yeah, we were a little on edge. Thankfully, it fit and went on like a dream. The only issue was the nut was wrong.
So it's the wrong nut, darling?
Yeah.
But Lee, being the master problem solver he is, modified it to fit the pin.
Yeah, that one, that should be about it, hopefully. Right on the edge. I'd rather leave it like that, and if I have to bring it back up again and trim it, I'll just maybe the whisker more out of that end. But if we have to come back up again, we have to. We can just go in like that, we can bend that back and call it done. I'll be a fucking happy man. And then I'll just notch that out and hopefully that goes into where we want it. This is the one for the, it's not the right nut, but alright.
And just like that, we had a propeller back on Catalpa 2. The whole job took us a couple of hours, and we only needed the bigger hooker. This one lasted about 90 minutes with both of us using it, which was perfect for this job. If I had the choice, I'd still prefer a scuba setup with a dive compressor on board, for those curious. The Blue Nomad though is compact and its hose is smaller and less bulky. Perfect for a one-person job.
We did it. We've got our old pot back on. We're on.
Let's go.
We are about to pull anchor. It's just about to get dark, but we have successfully switched out our max prop and put on our fixed prop, and we are now going to see if that was a successful accomplishment, and if it fixes the problem that we're having with the vibration and the water coming in through the shaft. So Lisa's pulling anchor and we're going to motor back to La Paz and we're going to check if it's solved the problem. Fingers crossed, because I don't want to have to put the old one back on. It'd definitely be more challenging going the other way and putting a max prop on under the water, but I mean, it's possible and we could totally do it, but let's hope this fixes the problem. Okay, Taj, take us back to La Paz. He hasn't put it full revs yet, have you?
Get away from everything first.
But it actually is singing now, why?
I don't know.
Catalpas used to do that too. We had a lot of prop issues on Catalpa one. There's only a certain rev that it's whistling.
Yeah. And that's not uncommon, I don't think, in certain... I don't know how they get rid of it. There's something they do to get rid of it. They call it a singing prop. We're going along now at about 1,500 revs. So originally we were doing like 7 knots. So I put it to 15 right there.
Max it out.
That's about where we used to do about 8 knots. We're doing 6.4.
Oh no!
It's gonna happen.
Oh!
Devastation. Yeah, well that's why people love folding props. That's the whole point of them. They're less drag.
Well, the folding prop's less drag, and you can play with your pitch. You pop the floor.
Yeah.
You've seen what it was like.
Yeah.
Just to get an idea, don't touch anywhere near where that flange is.
Yeah. This was the before we changed it to the fixed prop, and here is the after. Yeah, I think we're in luck. This seems to have solved a major issue for us. We now have a singing prop, but that's far less damaging for the boat.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We are truly, truly grateful for the life that we get to live and the incredible places we get to visit every single day. So thank you to all of our patrons. We could not do this without you. We'll see you next week.